Hey, what's up guys and welcome to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you episode 42 of Uchiha Naruto, the Sage. Remember to get this 1 to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also, on my main channel tonight, I'll be posting what if Kurama gave Naruto a dojutsu? And also, what if Naruto went back in time? And if you're new and this is the first time I hear my voice, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family and be a part of the channel. And remember to share it to all of your friends. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the last time we left off, Naruto used the Edo Tensei as he brought Minato back to life. He then extracted the other half of the Nine Tails and fused it with Kurama, and Kurama is now whole. As Naruto had a talk with Minato. After their talk, Naruto freed Minato's soul as he sent him to be with his mother. Back at the village, the council members talked to Naruto and Sasuke as they wanted to know what happened to Danzo. Sasuke told them that it was a mission by the police force and he sent Naruto to take care of a future threat that will destroy the village soon, and that was Danzo and his root agents. Because the Roots are not an organization that are part of Konoha, they are secrets. So when Naruto finished training and he went back to his house, Uchiha was cooking for him, and he asked her where Sasuke was, and she told him that he went with Kakashi Senpai, and with that Naruto left. So yeah, that was basically the last part we left off, so let's start this new episode. Naruto has come back in the house. He wasn't wearing his armor or his forehead protector. Uchiha watched him as he sat down. He looked back at her, his expression unreadable. Uchiha shook her head. Yeah, his ability to care was definitely destroyed by his childhood. No wonder he only cares for those who were good to him, she thought sadly. You have come, attached to my presence, Naruto said. Unlike most time when he speaks. When he said it, there was some emotion in his voice, but she could not define what the emotion was. She then sat down. Is it not good for you to have someone sharing a meal with you? She asked. Naruto just shrugged when she said that. I was just stating the obvious, he said quietly. Yeah, you are becoming quite familiar with me, Naruto said. But he did not seem bothered by it though. But as she thought, he really didn't care, he was just talking. Well, said Uchiha, you saved me twice, and you are the only man that doesn't stare and want to touch. Well, you don't like that things? Women in brothel seem to like it, said Naruto. Brothel? Uchiha gave Naruto a curious look. I did not think that you would go to such places. What were you doing there? She asked. I was conducting some experiments and taking a few lessons, Naruto replied. What kind of lessons? Uchiha asked. I could show you if you want, Naruto offered. Uchiha was curious. Sure, she said. Naruto then locked eyes with her as he placed her in a genjutsu. As the entire room started to change. As the both of them were now standing outside of a building. This is my genjutsu, said Naruto as Uchiha looked at the building. It was a brothel. They saw a younger version of Naruto walking in a building. When he entered, they also went inside. The younger version of Naruto was talking to a slightly older woman. The woman was smiling at young Naruto for a moment as she then got angry and slapped him. Uchiha turned and looked at the present Naruto. What did you say to her? Well, I was told to look for a younger woman that is still healthy and not look for something old that will probably give me a disease, Naruto said bluntly, as Uchiha just looked at him. As her mouth was hanging open, she now understood what Naruto was trying to say. As she then saw the young Naruto got into a room with two beautiful teenagers. As they went into a room, Uchiha and older Naruto followed. As Naruto had sex with the two girls as Uchiha stood there, her mouth hanging open. As she couldn't look away, she was just watching. As she couldn't believe what she was seeing right now. as her mind went blank. It then went like that for about an hour or so, and then the two girls were passed out as Naruto got out of bed. As he looked back at them, trying to fully understand what he just experienced. The real Naruto then snapped his fingers, and the illusion ended as Uchiha stood there, her mouth hanging out, as she was still at the table, as she couldn't believe what she just witnessed. As it took several minutes for her to snap back to reality. When she did, she got up and said excuse me, and she walked away. Well, more like run away. It took several minutes for her to get back, as she came with the food and handed Naruto his meal. She then sat down. You know, it's going to be difficult to speak with you now. After seeing all that, she said honestly. What are you talking about? I have already seen you naked. Cleaned you when you were nude, Naruto said. As he got over that and speak to her normal. Well, that was months ago, Uchiha said. And also, she wasn't even bothered by that he saw her naked. So, you don't like older women, she said. Oh, that is why he didn't show any interest in me, she thought. Naruto looked amused by her question. Are you afraid that I will think that you are a worn out machine, Uchiha? Is it fear of rejection that make you think that, he asked, but Uchiha said nothing. Don't worry, I don't see you that way. As she smiled, as he then chewed the food. You are a rather good cook, he said. Thank you, she said with a bright smile. 2 days later in the Stone Village. The village has changed a lot as it was more lively. People were smiling as they went along with their day-to-day activities. The rebuilding of the village was progressing smoothly as the villagers were actually happy about it. As Gurren smiled as she was currently in the Crystal Palace, as she was looking through the highest window as she was on the highest floor. Seeing everything, she knew that she made the right decision in joining Naruto, as she now has a fresh start. As she was no longer obsessed with pleasing Orochimaru, she now had her own life. She was interrupted from her thoughts when Zetsu appeared in the office. She sighed. She really hated when he did that. Can't you find a better way to enter? What if you had walked in on me doing something private? Gurren questioned as she stared at him. Zetsu merely smiled. This way of appearing is more fun, he said, as he walked straight to the window and looked over the village. What brings you here? You don't come here unless you are here to check up on me or have something to inform me about, Gurren said, as she looked at the reports on her decks. There will be a guest in a few minutes, Zetsu said, as he looked over the village. A guest? Who? Gurren asked, as Zetsu turned and faced her. The granddaughter of Oniki, the Kage of the Stone Village. She is here on a mission to get as much information she can on the village, Zetsu said, as Gurren looked at him. Then we should get rid of her before she gets a chance to gather intel, Gurren stated. Sadly, no, said Zetsu. Allow her to enter the village and collect whatever she wants. Why? Gurren asked. Aren't you afraid that she will link us back to Naruto? Gurren asked curiously. No, there's nothing she can find. The only thing she will be finding is how the village is doing, and about you. If she won't find anything, then why are you allowing her to enter the village? Gurren asked. She's already in the village as we speak. And to why, it will be amusing to see the look on Oniki's face when his granddaughter come back with nothing useful. You are not telling me everything, Gurren said as she looked straight at Zetsu. I want to see what Naruto will do when he realizes that Oniki is meddling in his business. Normally, he will not care and simply just watch how things end, Zetsu explained. Normally? Asked Gurren. Well, Naruto is not a fan of Oniki. Gurren did not like the look on Zetsu's face. You are one twisted bastard, you know that. I think that you will just feed Oniki's granddaughter with information so you can see what Naruto will do. And if he gets his hands on something good, Naruto will have to act, she said. As Zetsu merely smiled. When is Naruto going to be coming here anyway? Guren asked. In a few weeks. At the moment he's busy at Konoha, Zetsu answered. Be good to our guests, smile, but reveal nothing, he said as he disappeared into the ground. 2 minutes later, enter, said Guren after hearing a knock on the door. A young man entered the office. Guren, there is a woman outside, and she would like to speak with you, said the man. That must be the guest, Guren thought. Let her in, Guren said. Yes, the man said, before walking out. As Kurosaki walked inside of Guren's office with a smile. I have to say, you have done wonder with this village, Kura stated in honesty. Guren smiled. Thank you, I am glad to hear that someone from outside likes our style. Kura looked at Guren. So you're the leader. Please, call me Guren, as Kura nodded. Well, Guren, I was sent here by my grandfather. He is very interested to be aligned with the great work that you have started here. As Guren suppressed the urge to roll her eyes. I would like to be taking a tour around the village so I can report to him if it's a good idea to make an alliance with the Sound. Guren smiled. That is good, she said. Come with me, I'll show you around. Days later, Mei was currently wearing her Kage robes as she, Kojiro, and Ao was currently heading towards the Hokage Tower as they arrived in Konoha to talk to Tsunade about an alliance with the Mist and Konoha. This place has not changed at all, Mei stated as she looked around the village, as she came here a while back, asking them for the help to face off against the civil war, but they turned down their offer of an alliance a long while back. So now Mei is back because of Naruto, as she was hoping that she'd get to see him. As the three of them walked towards the Hokage Tower in silence, Tsunade had sent Anvu to make sure that nothing had happened to Mei as the Anvus were rushing from the shadows, as it would not be good for the image of Konoha if someone attacked her, and this would not be good because there would be a battle between the two villages. At the tower, Mei arrived inside as Tsunade got up from her chair. I trust that your travel was pleasant. As Mei just walked up closer with Kojiro and Ao at both her sides. Mei just smiled. It was pleasant, she said, while still standing. Please, sit down, Tsunade said, as she sat down as well, as Mei have a seat right in front of Tsunade's desk. You and your mans must be tired from your journey, Tsunade said. I have already prepared a hotel for you and your man for rest, as they have been traveling for days now. That is highly appreciated, Mei said that smile as she could use some rest, but it was still noon. But of course if you want to take a look around the village, I can have someone show you around, Tsunade stated, as most villagers or cage would want to look around the village. That would not be necessary. We can find our way around the village. Tsunade nodded, just to warn beforehand. You will have a group of Anvu tailing you around the village, just to make sure nothing happened, but it is not a sign of distrust. Mei smiled again. It is no bother, she said. We will have the meeting tomorrow morning after you rested. I trust that you will be prepared by that time, Tsunade asked. That will be fine. Is there anything else before I show you your resting quarters? Mei nodded. Could you tell me where Naruto is? Tsunade raised an eyebrow, but she nodded nonetheless. She called an Anvu as an Anvu appeared beside her desk. Find me Naruto, she said, as the Anvu nodded and headed off. It was noon, as Naruto was most likely at the Uchiha compound. As they waited for the Anvu to return, Tsunade spoke. Are you familiar with him? She asked quietly. Naruto has spent a few weeks in the mist. She would have guessed that Mei has become familiar with him. But then again, This was Naruto. You could say that, Mei replied with a small smile. The Andrew then arrived back, as he went to Tsunade and whispered something to her, as he then disappeared. As Tsunade sighed, Naruto is currently busy right now, she said. I guess we will see him tomorrow or later on. While that was going on, for some reason, Naruto agreed to go on a lunch date with Uchiha. He wanted to continue his training, but she came at the training ground and asked him to come with her for a lunch date. As he went, is it so bad? Uchiha asked, as she and Naruto went to get some dango, and Naruto only ate one off of the stick, and he never ate another. Yes, he said flatly. This also does not satisfy my stomach. When you say lunch, I want something that will please my stomach, he said, looking at the dango with a disgust look. How does someone even call this food? He could not understand it, as he threw it away. Uchiha sighed. You could have at least pretended like you like it, she said, because most people will do, just to be polite. I could have, but I chose not to, because I don't like to pretend. Fine. If it makes you happy, then we can go to Ichiraku Ramen. You used to love that place, she said. Naruto actually smiled at her. Finish up, he said, as she ate her dangos. Let's walk, Uchiha said, as Naruto looked at her with a blank expression. I have never walked with you, or experienced that. I want to walk with you through the village. What more requests do you have, Uchiha? He asked her. Uchiha smiled. Can we hold hands while we walk? As she was wondering what he was going to say, as she looked at him, his face expression didn't change. No, he replied, as he turned and started to walk away. As she sighed in defeat as Naruto walked off. What is this feeling? Naruto wondered. Why am I feeling this way about her? I can't understand it. Uchiha was a bit upset that he said no, but he had already made it clear that he liked her. Well, he liked her presence, and basically in his talking, that means he likes her, and with her action, she has already made it clear too that she likes him. Uchiha then walked closely behind Naruto, as she looked at him and then looked around at all the villagers. Do you not like to walk around here because you think that you will murder all of them for what they did to you? As she was surprised to herself for asking such a question, she was really getting comfortable with Naruto. Naruto stopped as he looked at her with a raised eyebrow, but then Anko called out Uchiha's name. She was relieved when Anko called her. That means she would have to forget about the question, and Naruto didn't seem like he was going to answer her anyway. Uchiha, Anko said as Naruto turned around, as he saw Anko with Kunai coming up to Uchiha, as Uchiha wondered why did I have to meet her here with him, as she already knew how Anko behaved. Is there a problem? Naruto asked after seeing her face expression. Well, before she get closer, Anko kind of asks, well, you will see. Hello Anko. Hello Kunai, Uchiha said, greeting the both of them as Naruto remained quiet. So this is your boy toy Naruto, Anko said, as she grinned and walked directly up to Naruto and stared him in the eyes, as she was trying to scare him with a sick grin and narrowed eyes. But his face expression didn't change, it was just completely blank. I remember you, Naruto said, breaking the stalemate. Chunin exams. 3 years ago, you were the proctor of the second exam. Your methods of installing fear are quite pathetic though. Uchiha decided to step in and stop anything from happening. Okay, she said. Naruto, you have met Anko. This is Kunai. I am sure you know her as well. These two are my friends. Kunai nodded at Naruto a bit nervously. Oh, I remember you, said Naruto. In the Chunin exams, I gave Kiba a quite beatdown and you came to give me a piece of your mind. Unfortunately, I didn't care, Naruto stated, reminding Kunai. Anko then spoke up again. So where are you two going? Are you guys coming from a date? UJ was quick to reply, no, we are just going to have some ramen. Just the two of us, she said, making sure they understand the message. Uncle waved their hand. You don't have to hide the fact that you don't want us on your little date, she said. Uncle, let's go, said Kurenai. Fine, said Uncle. I will see you tonight, guys, Ujo said as she and Naruto prepared to leave. Before they walked away, Naruto spoke. Uncle, next time, don't come so close to me. You reek of snakes. You remind me of Orochimaru, and I dislike him very much. Next time you come so close to me with that scent, you might end up not okay, he said as he turned to leave. Is that a threat? Uncle shouted. Naruto didn't turn around as he just walked away with Yujiro. As they arrived at the Uchiraku ramen stand, "Ah, Naruto, it has been long," the old man said as Naruto have a seat with Yujiro. Naruto smiled. "Yes, it have been," he said. "How have you been?" "You don't come here anymore," the old man stated, looking at Naruto. Sure, he has changed, but it wouldn't hurt if he came more often, the old man thought. "I am well. I just had a lot of work to do," Naruto answered calmly. "How has business been?" "Good," the old man replied with a small smile. "If it was not, then I would have been shut down already. Wouldn't I?" the old man said. "I guess," Naruto said, as the old man turned and looked at Yujiro with a smile. "So, I guess you're the one that dragged him here," the old man said to Yujiro, as Yujiro smiled. "Yes," she said. "Naruto may have wanted ramen, but if she has not dragged him from his home, he would have never come here." "Thank you for doing that. Naruto never comes here anymore," the old man stated. "Now what can I get you guys?" Yujiro looked at Naruto as she wanted to see what he was going to order, but he never looked at her back. "One bowl of pork ramen," she said. The old man nodded and walked away, as she was not surprised that the old man didn't take Naruto's order because he was once a regular and the old man already knew what Naruto wanted. "How long are you going to play this game?" Naruto suddenly asked, as she already knew what he was talking about, if the both of them were a thing or something like that. As she could say right now that she was the only woman in Naruto's life. "I am not in a hurry, and you aren't either," she said. "You are becoming interesting, Uzuki Yujiro," as she smiled. This was the first time Naruto called her full name. Just then, Amy came from the shop. As she came instead of the old man, as she looked at Naruto. "Hello, Naruto." Unlike most days, her tone seemed sad. "Amy," Naruto said with a raised eyebrow at the tone at her voice and the blank expression that she had. As she then spoke again, "When you first graduated from the academy, you spent more than 3 months away from us. And when you came back, you promised me something. That I would not disappear again for that long without saying something to you," Naruto said, remembering his promise. "I thought that you forgot," she said. "Since you're back from training, and you don't even come here anymore." But guys, I'm going to be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this or not do, like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends on your social media platform. And yeah, after this I'm going to be posting what if Kurama gave Naruto a dojutsu and what if Naruto went back in time on my main channel. So go ahead and check them out and enjoy. But for now, I'm out. Peace. And also guys, before I end this video, I will be taking what if suggestions soon. So prepare yourself and prepare them. And thank you all, and I'm out of here.